And I missed some follows. Unit Plane and Kevy Trek. Thank you for the follows. Welcome. Let me pop out the chat. Grab a quick little chunk of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. And what up, Khalid? How you doing over there on the YouTube? Yeah, Happy New Year, Khalid. Yeah, I'm currently chewing on these Sweet Tarts candies, which I think I had upside down. Yeah. But not bad. Yeah, okay, so that's the issue there. Okay, that was it. So it's quota type. I think I like scale type. It's going well. Wapo, how you doing? And what's up, Swafford? How you doing? Yeah, and instead of scale type, it's quota unit, right? We can keep that consistent. I think that's just better. What up, Mr. Faberdev? How you doing? Okay, so then start scale, end scale. Okay, so that should actually render out, but we do need to relog in. Hold on, let me propose a new time for this. Okay, sorry, let me just send this to a coworker real quick. Okay, cool. So now let's look at this. Okay, sorry. Just one sec. Multi-factor auth. Yeah, what's everyone up to? How is everybody's Monday? Why do you think that, Doruk? So Donkeyfish is pointing out that they have an outage right now. Yep. While not always accurate, when you see a spike like that, yeah, they're having an outage. They also have a website that shows it. I've found Down Detector to be more reliable still, though. But yeah, GitHubStatus.com is also a good site. Hold on, I got one more thing to send to work. Pour some more water. But yeah. All right, so hopefully I don't need to do any pushing or pulling right now. Hold on. So yeah, sorry, 1 second. All right. Anyway, sorry. I actually wanted to report that because I don't think we do anything about surfacing a GitHub outage. Like within GitKraken desktop or GitLens. So if you were trying to like pull down or push up and it was failing, you might think that GitKraken is failing. So yeah, how do we subscribe to updates? We could subscribe via email. Yeah, hold on. Sorry. Like, this is actually my job, so. Okay. Yeah, maybe Sergeant Pepper. They might not be aware of the scope of what could have gone wrong. And hey, one website. How you doing? I see the one. I see the two. Three? But yeah, see, I work. I do my job. I just don't necessarily obey the whole 9 to 5 thing that well. As people who've seen me doing video editing over on Gaming Stream would attest. But yeah, how you doing, Saber? What you up to? Okay, so back to what we're doing here. Yeah, I want to surface out into the URL this quota accounts thing. And hey, my CEO thinks it's a good idea. Yes, yes. I deliver value. Okay, so we have this input created, but we're not doing anything with it. So we need to modify the logic here in list filters to print that filter. And yeah, I just realized I saw someone tweet about this the other day, like a switch statement inside of JSX. I think the consensus was that like most people don't like this idea. But the other option is we just create like an ephemeral component for it, and that just changes our like redirection logic. So I don't know if there was much that we would gain from pulling this out into another function, right? Like this conditional like switch case. Yeah, I didn't think that tweet I saw the other day would be as relevant as it totally is right now. Yeah, I wasn't aware that you could make them exhaustive, right? Like you just have to do a default anyway, right? But like it's still good enough where you would do like case and you can't do just empty string, right? So, I mean, this solves the case for me, but no, it's not exhaustive, but it is type safe. So I'm using a discriminated union. Oh, well, no, I'm not. You're right. I'm doing discriminated union for the props, not for the enum. Hmm. I see what you're saying. I don't know if it's worth refactoring at the moment. Yeah, I'm only doing it with the props. Yeah, I don't like JavaScript switch statements, but this really does feel like the best approach for this exact use case, right? If I were to pull it out to a component, then I would just simply do like early returns instead. Like you wouldn't even need a switch if you were doing the component. Hmm. Oh, and here's the other part. I could actually just spread the filter. I wouldn't even need to make this part explicit. Let me double check that. Hmm. So there's definitely like another way we could make this work by making the component itself more dynamic. I think I kind of like the explicit nature of it though. But we could just create a map and then it'd be really easy. I think it's overcomplicating this chunk of code. I think the switch is like really scannable and readable. Oh, interesting that this doesn't have the placeholder like it used to. Huh. Yeah, whatever happened to that placeholder? That's not cool. And I'm doing well, Saber. Yeah, we're chilling. Let me get more music on. Oh, interesting. Oh, so I'm just not passing that value. All right. Hey, what's up, Code Drift? How you doing? What are you up to? Doing well? Nice. Finally able to pivot back to doc stuff? I forgot, what were you doing last week? I feel like you said it, but maybe not. Oh, that's right. The charts and graphs and stuff. Yeah, that's right. And I'm guessing you ended up going with recharts or Nevo. I forgot where you landed on that one. I know you wanted to avoid doing like raw D3, right? You rolled with Nevo. I think it's more full featured, right? Gives you a lot more like power to customize things as well as just like the variety of charts you can use eventually. More polish for less effort. Exactly. Yep. Yeah, company I was previously at, we were using Nevo. We were stuck on an older version because of the the version of Webpack and everything we were on, and that was definitely a part of like my migration efforts that I never actually got to finish. But we're really close, and I hope they ended up finishing eventually. Um, from a composed chart side, I think Nevo is gonna get you there. Like, nah, Nevo is like really full featured. And I'm pretty sure Nevo ends up just being a wrapper on top of D3 anyway, right? I need to double check that though. You should be able to do some crazy stuff. Not Nico, Nebo. And what up, Pranav? How am I so consistent? I've got a really forgiving job. And this is one of my favorite things to do. Yeah, exactly. Right? Someone who's got some SEO measurements and their name is Nico is like, you know what? I do rock. Right? You know what? You're right, internet. You relaunched the homepage? Nice. Yeah, I mean, busy months are more fun than boring months. I could have sworn they were using D3 internally. Oh, they are. Okay, so they're using D3 scale. I would say let's double check. Axes? Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, D3 format, D3 time format. Yep. Yeah, it's a bunch of D3 under the hood. Okay, just double checking. Gotcha. Sure. Ah, okay. So yeah, you might be able to do exactly what you're looking for via the layers property. This is back in 2018, so I bet they are. Yeah, I bet they are actually like massively supported. Yeah, you might run into some weird issues with the tooltips. I could see that. Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like you should be able to do basically anything you need. And yeah, not saying you didn't do your due diligence. I'm just saying I wanted to double check it too. That's all. Because I'm pretty sure we were doing some custom stuff. Okay. I'd say it's basically 5 o'clock, right? Pretty much all my coworkers are probably done for the day. Time zones, man. But yeah, pacing ourselves. I got more video stuff to do tonight. Actually, some of it's not even video. I just got to do some more discovery on GitLens. Because yeah, like one of the AI features that I was familiar with actually turns out, nope, that's Copilot. And instead, I need to like figure out how to get to that same basic feature through GitLens instead. But yeah, let's do this. So I don't do any grilling, so I don't really know. And yeah, I don't do bone-in chicken thigh either. I typically just cook chicken breast most of the time. There were a couple good ones. There was one about Matt Mullenweg going off the rails, just being even worse. Yeah, I pretty much only do chicken breast. Not out of any major preference. It's just like easier to buy in bulk. Right? Like the frozen stuff from Costco. And yeah, I broke down. I got lemonade mix at the store today. So it is CM Griffing lemonade time. Instead of Mike's hard lemonade, it's Chris's lazy lemonade. Is it still worth getting into iOS dev? I would say it's worth knowing enough about it to dive into it when you need to, because even if you're going to do React Native, you're going to need to dig into the underlying iOS functionality for anything majorly custom. At which point you're going to need to like learn some of the Android stuff too. But I would say that needs a little more lemonade mix. I would say if you want to do mobile dev, starting with a wrapper like React Native maybe makes more sense. And then to like level yourself up, being someone who is expert enough to do like, lower level iOS or Android dev definitely has a lot of value. But new remote, that also depends on where you live and where you are as well. Taking a Udemy course and coding on Xcode. Sure. I think more than anything, learning how iOS does certain things to make like the UI as performant as it does is actually a pattern you can take with you into the future. So if you're not aware, for really, really performant like list views on the web, you end up doing basically the same technique that iOS has forced devs to do for decades, or for over a decade. And that is basically you only have elements with data in them rendered for maybe like what's on screen and a little bit above and below. And then when you start scrolling really fast, it's actually ahead of time calculating where it's going to land based upon your scroll gesture. And it starts like prefetching that data so that it's only ever dealing with like, let's say the 20 or 30 items in memory at any given time, rather than keeping the entire list rendered out in memory. So that virtualized scrolling is actually a major portion of making performant web applications too, making performant applications in general. Just understanding those tricks about how to reuse, views or elements or whatever. Some of those tricks, right? Like learning new languages makes you better with other languages, just because like good ideas like that are portable. I will point this out though, new remote. It is not 2010 anymore. The gold rush for iOS apps is over. Some will make it, some won't. But there are companies that will still pay you to do it. So just remember that the gold rush of an indie hacker just nailing it on the iOS App Store and getting rich off of it, that gold rush is come and gone. As a career, though, as a dev working for a company that maintains some major app, right, like a Spotify app or some bullshit like that, well then yeah, totally. There is value in learning mobile dev. And I'm not going to say that like it's impossible, to have lightning strike and you, as an indie hacker, your mobile app takes off. It's just a lot harder these days. I think that's kind of what you were asking. It is possible. I don't know what the odds are. The Coppinger. He's another Twitch streamer. He did just have an app, like make it to the top 10 and like, just kill it for himself. So it's definitely something to consider. It is possible. It's just less likely. And you can't like bank on it like you used to be able to. I would instead try and focus on getting a job at a company that maintains an app rather than trying to indie hacker your way to success with a mobile app. I think the indie hacker approach is probably better off focusing on web apps first. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. What about APIs? Any significant application is going to have to hit some kind of server API. So you're probably going to need to know how to do that no matter what. But you'll never have a wildly successful indie API. That just doesn't happen. So, like, an API is just a component of a successful app. I do feel like New Remote, you're getting into it for like the get rich quick scheme. That is unsustainable. You need to like really set your sights more realistically. And that's fine. I get it. Right? And there's that meme. Hold on. Who here remembers that meme? I thought we would just see it immediately. This one. Yeah, this is it. I want money. All I want is money. I don't get the way you guys think. I want money. 6 figures right out of college, $200K a year entry level. I'm in this for money. I don't care about whether I'm fulfilled. I want money. Whatever gets me the most money. What do I need on my resume to get the most money? What technology gets me paid the best? All I care about in this major is money. That's why I'm in college. I don't want to laugh and play with y'all. I don't want to be buddy with y'all. I'm here for money. Right? Like, I get it. But this person's going to be miserable. Flat out miserable as a software dev. Most humble CS student. I like the title. So yeah, just keep in mind, there are plenty of jobs you can get that pay a lot of money. But would you be happy doing them? Here in the US, garbage men actually make a killing. Garbage men get 6 figures. It's like lower 6 figures still, but yeah, garbage men get 6 figures. Depending on the city. A lot of that has to do with a strong union. But would you be happy doing garbage man work? Only you can answer that question. Same thing goes for software devs. Same thing goes for being a lawyer. Same thing goes for being a doctor or a nurse. Too many nurses get into nursing for the money. And they're the worst nurses you'll ever deal with. See, I don't want to bum you out, New Remote. But I do think the best devs that you'll ever work with are the ones who actually really enjoy just solving problems, you know? Right? They're curious. They were going to look into computer stuff anyway. Recommend? I don't know. I never did a proper internship, so I have no idea. The college degree I got was a 2-year degree, and there was definitely an internship component to the degree, but I fuzzed it a bit. My friend owned a snowboard shop, and I helped build out their Magento e-commerce store, which they didn't put enough effort into to maintain like a proper inventory or any of that, so it basically ended up dying. But I did that for my internship. So I basically had a friend that signed off on the paperwork for me. But they got an actual functioning web shop, right? For massively cheaper than any Magento shop would have ever charged them. Nowadays, they could just use Shopify. And that's what I would probably push them towards anyway. Yeah, Magento was PHP. Yep. So basically, they had a WordPress blog that I had helped them set up. I eventually ended up helping them build the Magento site, and I integrated WordPress and Magento together. I did so in a way where I was basically calling the WordPress code as a REST API. Maybe as a REST API. Pretty sure. Into like the Magento code, because the Magento like layout system was just, it was the more complicated one. So trying to like recreate a bunch of like the Magento UI components inside of WordPress would have been way more effort than recreating the WordPress content inside of Magento. Yeah, I don't know. New remote, I'm not sure. I don't know. I lack that experience. GitHub's back up. Cool. I do thank you for letting me know that it was down, because it brought up a really good comment that I think we could use to enhance the product at GitKraken. So, yeah, I'm stoked. See, I like being a developer advocate at a company that is relatively small compared to like a bigger company like a Datadog or some bullshit. Because I actually like feel like some of these things that I can like bring up and talk about, even though they're like a little outside the scope of their intent for what I'm doing, I think I still deliver like major value in a way that like, who would I even tell at Datadog about, you know, like this kind of thing? So yeah, I like the fact that at a smaller company, you can have a lot more impact on the overall product. Keo, someone else thought the exact same thing. You're not alone. Doruk, you still out there? Right? Doruk, you're not alone either. Doruk thought they got hacked. So yeah, Keo, I just want to point out there is a website, githubstatus.com. And you can even like subscribe to updates and they'll email you about it and all sorts of stuff. So definitely something that might be worth checking out. So new remote. Yes, I'm streaming on Twitch. There's about 60 people over on Twitch and there's 3 of you on YouTube. I am more of a Twitch streamer than a YouTube streamer, but I really do appreciate you guys lurking on the YouTube. Because, yeah, it helps me out for like the watch hours and trying to get to partner on YouTube. Now, I need to just actually make some proper videos, and that would help a lot more. Boy, I'm lazy. Like, I'm just so damn lazy. But yeah, Twitch is like the main platform I'm on. I mean, no, new remote, you watch wherever you want. The big difference is on YouTube, you don't get the music that I'm listening to. On Twitch, you do get the music I'm listening to. So if you prefer to have your own music going, YouTube is probably the place for you. Just depends, right? You see me bobbing my head. I'm not bobbing my head to silence. You guys just don't hear it on YouTube. This is not just a nervous tick. It's a little bit of a nervous tick, but yeah. You thought I was bobbing to silence. Yeah, exactly. Defy us all. Right? Twitch hears the music. I don't. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? That'd be so weird. Yeah, I used to stream to a couple other platforms, right? Like I used to stream to Twitter until I just got too sick of Elon. I'm considering streaming to LinkedIn, but I'm not sure I want to mix that audience with the beverages I consume. Because I'll have a couple whiskeys, all right? I'm only human. I'm not sure I want to like broadcast that to LinkedIn. Do I have any tips for presenting? And yeah, hold on. You have to do a strategy presentation later this month in front of all of your senior leaders. It's your first presentation ever, and you're very nervous. So when you say strategy, like what is the content going to be? And let me get more music playing for Twitch. Right, like describe your slides. Where software dev department is currently, where you're going, ongoing projects, vision for next year and stuff. So it depends on like how in depth you want to make it, but number one, I would consider how you're going to build out your slides. So there's always using Keynote, which kind of rhymes with your name, Ketos, which makes a whole lot of sense. There's PowerPoint. There's also, if you want to do it more programmatically. So the big thing I like about SlideDev is that I don't know if you use Vue at all, but you can actually put Vue components directly into a SlideDev slide. So you could do that for some like nice fancy graphing stuff. So far you've made it with Google Slides. Yeah, if that's your comfort level, then I'd say just keep doing that. With more time and you know, like right now, you're already halfway through the month. So I don't know if it's worth changing. Here's a big part about making your slides. Less is more. Right? And I say that in terms of like the content on a slide. Your slide should say only one thing. Right? There's no problem with having 100 slides. No one cares if you're switching slides too quick, as long as there's only a little bit on that slide. So really like focus on, you know, like big text for like a quote, etc. I wish I had a good thing I could show you right now, but basically the template slides that I was given from GitHub for GitHub Universe, they're boilerplate. There were slides that just have a quote. There are slides that just have one thing on them, right? It's really easy to put too much stuff on a single slide, when instead I would say only say one thing per slide, basically. Yeah. What's the quote from IT Crowd? Like, wait, what's this thing with subtitles? You can't expect me to read while I'm also trying to see things. But yeah, John, SlideDev is really good. I highly recommend SlideDev. The only thing I dislike about SlideEv is that the interactive part is view only. So eventually, if Astro were to hold a hackathon, I would build out SlideEv, but for Astro, and then you could do your like interactivity with anything you want. That would be amazing. That'd just be magic. So Kidos, Gary Bernhardt. He and I have very different approaches to how we give talks, but his talks are way better than any of the talks I've ever given. So if you look and watch maybe some of the talks from like Destroy All Software, I would say he is a better presenter than I'll ever be. But if you go to Destroy All Software and you look at the conference talks he's given, right, besides maybe WAT, right, his approach to pretty much all of these talks, like you don't see him looking at notes while he's doing this. He literally said this to me because he goes to Seattle JS. He will pace around his apartment saying the talk, not verbatim, not memorizing a script, but just giving the talk. And the moment he starts getting bored, he knows he has to change something. So he will spend hours upon hours upon hours fine-tuning the content of his talk. Me, I'm very much more like, because of Twitch streaming, if I say the bullet points, I'm good. Like, I don't want it to seem rehearsed. Whereas his don't even seem that rehearsed because he has it internalized in a different way. Could have ChatGPT narrate the slides? Maybe, but again, like, there's definitely a value to authenticity. Nobody likes a talk where it sounds like someone is reading from a script. Nobody likes a talk where it sounds like someone is reading from a script. They're the worst talk at any conference I've ever been to. I think that is one of the biggest mistakes people make. They write exactly what they're going to say and they never differ from it. No, I got it, Sean. Yeah, for sure. So Kidos, kind of what you're saying, though, is if you can see your slide and there's only one thing on that slide, what are you going to forget? There's only one thing for that slide. You had the one thing you wanted to say for it. You move to the next slide and you say the thing. If there's a lot of stuff that you could forget on that slide, you should probably create another slide. Even if it's just one quote. If you have 5 things you want to say about that quote, maybe just add another slide that says one of those 5 things. Do not be afraid of having too many slides, because that type of like movement, that activity keeps people engaged. It's okay if you only spend 3 seconds on a slide. It's fine. The slide isn't the important part. Until it's maybe like a graph and you're having to point out certain things on the graph. That's where it gets a little trickier. What I would recommend is try and split the graph up to highlight the things that you want to talk about one by one. So you might have one slide where it's like, hey, here's all of our stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then your next slide might be that same graph, but you're like highlighting a section of it more importantly so that you can talk about that specific part. Again, this is really like just generally applicable. But yeah, like don't be afraid to have like a graph. You show the graph, and then when you go to the next slide, one part of that graph is actually emphasized so that you can call it out. Instead of staying on that one slide for 10 minutes while you explain each little metric. And yeah, no worries, Kidos. Again, like, let me just point out, I'm not the expert. There are people that make better conference talks than I have ever given. But these are some of the things that I think about when I'm watching like better speakers. Exactly. Right? Like you can split up your speaker's notes to where what the slide is trying to say is exactly what you're going for. And yeah, never spend more than a minute on a slide. That's probably good. Yeah. Like 3 seconds is probably not too short, but 60 seconds is probably too long. Yeah, that's a great point there for Will. Hell yeah. And John, what did you mean by like the rag or training thing? I'm not sure I understand the context. And I might have just talked way past it. $20 to 40 seconds is the sweet spot. Yeah, I'll agree with that. You know what? This would make a fantastic fucking YouTube video. What I would also do is watch presentations. See what you like and don't like about them. Right? Like, watch all of Gary Bernhardt's. Definitely watch WAT, because it's the funniest damn thing you'll see about programming. But then the others, right? They actually talk about really like in-depth topics. But he makes it approachable. He makes it fun. Like, he's still like really engaging, even though he's getting like really deep in the weeds about some of this stuff. Every single moment I talk to him at Seattle JS, I have to really like rein in how much of a fan I am. I gotta like really dial it back. I'm a huge fan. His talks are my favorite conference talks of all time. Especially the birth and death of JavaScript. Please, nobody tell him I said that. I don't want to embarrass him. I don't want it to get awkward. Didn't hear nothing. Yeah, damn right. And here's even the coolest part. God, he's actually like so conscientious. Like, I've made jokes about like, yeah, I might just start a sell up and hope to cash out. And he's like, yeah, but what about your users? Like, I don't know. Like, he has a real like conscience. Like, man, yeah, there's just like so much to respect about it. I'm a big fan. Yeah, I definitely want to sell a company so I can actually start building out other companies and not have to have a job, right? But damn it. He does make me think that, yeah, then I'd be abandoning my users. Damn it. Damn it, Gary and his ethics. I'm kidding, by the way. Like, no, it's awesome. Right? Like, it's cool when you're chatting with someone and they make you want to be better. Like, in any number of ways. I love that. That's just really cool stuff. I don't always agree with him. I don't need to know fuck all about CPU registers. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about understanding how CPU registers work. No, thank you. I'm good. Heap versus stack, I don't give a shit. Right? Like, I know there are people that have to care. That's the whole point of like a good programming language, to abstract that bullshit away from us. And somewhere, the Primogen just threw up in his mouth a little bit from that statement. But I don't care. Whatever, man. We just have different things that we enjoy about programming, and I think that's okay. No, that's the whole point I was making there, Sergeant Pepper. I can write the most naive, clone everything Rust you've ever seen, and the compiler will save me. The compiler will actually elide away most of those clones. It doesn't matter. I don't have to give a shit. Right? That's like the beauty of a good programming language. Granted, there are things about Rust that suck, but that's the thing I love about Rust. I can clone anything I want, and the compiler knows better. It's actually magic. I know, I get it, Four Wheel. Four Wheel threw up in his mouth a little bit too. I get it. I totally get it. Yeah, right? Dude, yeah. The inference, like, there's so much cool stuff that makes it just like a pleasure to use, you know? There are things about Rust that fucking suck. However, like I was getting at, right? At some point, if it complains about lifetimes, when in doubt, clone it out. And then just let the compiler get rid of the clones that don't need to be there. When in doubt, clone it out. Yeah, patent pending. Trademark. But yeah, no worries, Four Wheel. I get it, right? There are people out there that really, really care about the internals and absolute performance and blah, blah, blah. I'm definitely of the mindset that you shouldn't optimize until you identify a reason to optimize. Or if you just think about it enough and you know that you're going to be on the hot path, so then you should optimize. But premature optimization is the root of all evil, right? I didn't come up with that quote. Exactly, Four Wheel. And then when you identify that 10%, you can either do that identification ahead of time, or maybe you don't know and you just figure it out when you get there. I believe the Primogen has his approach to everything needs to be optimized because he was the person that would come in after someone proved out the idea, and then they needed to actually optimize it. But you know what? You don't need the Primogen if that thing doesn't actually need to be performant. So just think about that. Like, Prime didn't have to touch every single bit of code at Netflix. He only had to touch the code that mattered. But how much of that code that was written is like the most performant thing ever versus, well, you know what? It can be slow because it doesn't matter. Exactly, Kidos. Yeah, 1000%. Primogen was only brought in to fight fires. Of course, a firefighter is going to hate fires more than a regular person who doesn't have to deal with fires that much. Right? If your experience is that fires are all you ever deal with, you think they're really common. He had to optimize a lot of really bad JavaScript code, Four Wheel. He did. Yeah, that was a big part of what he ended up doing at Netflix. He had to optimize a shitload of really bad JavaScript code. But just recognize that the majority of the code at Netflix is not just really bad JavaScript code. Right? What percentage of code actually needed Prime to touch it? 1% maybe. Of all the code written at Netflix? Come on. But that's all the code he ever saw. The code that needed to be faster. because that's what they would bring him in for. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And it shows, right? It's not to say he's wrong. He is totally right for the code that he wrote, for the code that he had to optimize. But it misses the business case that sometimes non-performant code's totally fine. So yes, people who know me know I'm totally about to go do the missile thing. Because this is one of the most important things you can recognize. Right? We are here to solve problems for business, not write perfect code. So here we go. Someone wrote, the only programs I know of with deliberate memory leaks are those whose executions are short enough and whose target machines have enough virtual memory space that running out of memory is not a concern. This class of programs includes many student programming exercises and some simple applets and utilities. It includes few, if any, embedded or safety critical systems. So the person replying to that says, well, this sparked an interesting memory for me. I was once working with a customer who was producing onboard software for a missile. In my analysis of the code, I pointed out that they had a number of problems with storage leaks. You can read that as a memory leak. Imagine my surprise when the customer's chief software engineer said, of course it leaks. He went on to point out that they had calculated the amount of memory the application would leak in the total possible flight time for the missile, and then they just doubled that number. They added this much additional memory to the hardware to support the leaks. Since the missile will explode when it hits its target or at the end of its flight, the ultimate in garbage collection is performed without programmer intervention. Right? An extra, what, 50, 100, maybe a couple $100 to double that RAM? I mean, come on, $50, right? An extra $50 to double that RAM per missile when they can just also add that $50 into the missile and then multiply it by 10 because that's how retail or like contracting works anyway, versus the amount of time it would have cost this engineer to refactor all that code to not have a memory leak. Dude, you're looking at 10, maybe 20 grand for the engineer to refactor that code properly with all the right tests and all that bullshit versus $50 per missile. Yeah, developer time is the most expensive resource of any company. That's why they are fucking frothing. They are fucking chomping at the bit to replace us with robots, right? With AI. Because we are the most expensive part of what they do. Yeah. No matter what, if you are a dev and you're ignoring the business case for the time you invest into building a thing because you want to make it perfect, you're actually kind of a shitty dev. Because writing perfect code is not our job. Writing code that solves a problem is our job. The WAT video is really good, Dr. Drat. Yeah, for sure. It's really good. WAT man. Yeah, performance for performance sake is mental masturbation. Right? Being a dev that cares more about performance than business value is like being a guitarist that cares more about playing their solo than the actual song that the solo goes in. Right? It is mental masturbation. Me and my brother and my dad and like all the musicians in my family, we call that wanking. Because it's literally wanking, right? You're spending 3 minutes on a guitar solo for a song that just didn't even need one. Yeah, that is wanking. Right? Joe Satriani, the king of fucking wanking. So many of his songs didn't need that solo. Come on, man. It was a great song until you just performed guitar fellatio on yourself. Mental masturbation? It's a bit long. Wanking.com is probably taken. Be careful. Do it from an incognito browser tab there, Four Wheel. I don't think you want the ads you would be served from all that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe you do it from your main browser because some people want to see the world burn. That's up to you. Maybe you do it from someone else's browser because some people want to see the world burn. Naughty knitter. Add a password to your screensaver. Do it right now. Do it right now. Her computer is locked down. All right, just making sure. Just double checking. It's like looking in a mirror. Ooh. That's brave, Ketos. That's brave. But okay, yeah, let's keep going with the code we're doing. No, I know. Yeah, you wouldn't do something that shady. I was just even kidding. All right, so back to the app that we're building. I know, I take my sweet time, don't I? What we want to do is actually build out this UI in a different way. Yeah, exactly. I was just making sure she was still awake. All right. All right. So yeah, we want to get this quota, right? We're still on the front end part of this thing. So we're not even sending this data to the back end yet to do anything with. But we want to be able to select the like a drop down value for this number. I think we try and maybe we get rid of the arrows, right? Because they're not that relevant. I don't think it's going to matter. And instead, yeah, we replace like the arrows with a select drop down. Does Mantine have a component for that? Where are my docs at? All right, there we go. So yeah, we go to Mantine core and hold on, let me double check work. Yeah, it's like late enough in the day. No one's responding to none of this shit. It's fine. Right, that's why I felt justified in pouring a beverage. But as we look at these, right, we see segmented control. Nope, that is definitely not it. I think we got to hack this one together ourselves. Code healing, self-coding properties. No, it makes me a worse dev. It really does. But it does help with like, you ever heard the theory, or at least like, I've heard it as a story. Thomas Edison, I'm actually not a big fan because he exploited people and wasn't really actually as smart as people like to attribute him to be. But he did have a technique where he would let himself get really tired. And in that really tired state, he would write down every idea. Does it mean every idea he had during that tired state was valuable? No. But it allowed him to it allowed him to take the training wheels off of his thought process. Yeah, like in the same way, right? Crispy, ketos. Really, the idea is when you are totally sober and fully rested, first thing in the morning, you have all of these like checks and balances to your thought process. And at some point, when you get really tired, or maybe with a bit of whiskey, your brain allows itself to think things that it normally wouldn't, right? Because you're removing some of those like safety guidelines. And in doing so, you can sometimes have some like epiphanies that you just wouldn't otherwise. And same goes for like the diffuse thought process. The diffuse thought process also allows you to just like think about things in a way that you wouldn't normally get to with your strategic, like step-by-step process, right? So in a lot of ways, the diffuse thought process, alcohol, being tired. There you go, Ketos. Ooh, the League of Legends reference. Nailed it. Mentally, I am a singed. I'm running away from my problems, leaving that poison, and sometimes I just kill them by thinking about other shit. Because I'm just running away, letting the problem chase me instead of me chasing the problem. Yeah, you will second guess yourself in a way that you don't with a bit of booze or when you're tired or whatever, right? Like, the big thing I think that's important is you basically, you write the code with a bit of whiskey or while you're tired. You review the code when you're fresh in the morning. You're a Zen main. Dude, I haven't played against a Zen in ages. What happened to that champ, man? Dude, he's got to have like the lowest pick rate of any champ at this point. I haven't played against a Zen in ages. Like, he's lower than Olaf. He's lower than any other champ I can think of when I play top lane, right? I guess Zin's more of a jungler, but I don't see Zin jungling either. Wow, yeah, Crispy. Throwback there, man. I forgot about Zin. So yeah, how happy are you with the state of Zin right now? I'm actually pretty happy with the state of Singed. It feels like they buffed pretty much everything I do. Like, Singed feels really strong right now. Like, I can 1v1 people I could not 1v1 a year ago. Now, granted, I'm not playing ranked, so that might be a part of it. Season 1 to 3, like, oh, yeah, no, that's easy. Like, yes. Duh. I'm talking about now. And yeah, People out there that hate League of Legends, sorry, didn't mean to subject you to this mental torture. Like a Joe Satriani solo. Crispy, I'm a singed. I know how to play against it. Like, yeah, chase me. What else are you gonna do? Yeah, chase me. Right? You don't play against that many singed, I guess. Right? Like, what is Singe gonna do? He doesn't have range. He has to chase me. New account is Bronze Elo. Do you not see a lot of Singed in Bronze? I haven't been playing ranked, so keep that in mind. It's just not worth the sweat. Like, I'd rather just play blind pick and call it good. Or ARAM. But I'm bad at pretty much every other champ, so ARAM doesn't go that well for me. No, I get that. That makes sense. There are enough people that understand Singed that it's not a good time playing Singed in like high level ranked. That shit's a bummer. But also, not enough people know how to play like on my team as a like if I were to like proxy. I feel like proxy Singed was a thing for a while, like when Singed 420 was playing. Since he had his like mental breakdown, proxy Singed just hasn't been at the level it needed to be. Because it requires your team to actually be all in for it. Like when they send two people after you, proxy Singed only fell off because the rest of the team doesn't understand to take advantage when they chase you. Mm-hmm. Exactly. If your team doesn't understand to take advantage when you're getting focused, you die for no reason. Yeah, exactly. Real quick, let me go pee. I'll be right back. And yeah, we'll keep doing. Yeah, we're gonna have to make our own component for this, which means a bit of custom styling, but I think it'll be okay. Now, do we want to like spend the time to create a proper component for it? And I think we do, because we're gonna have at least two places for it here. I think in another component, we're gonna have two places for it. Right, so this is one of those where, is it a premature abstraction when we know we're going to abstract it out at least 4 times? No, I think we're good, right? It's like the rule of threes. So, what up, pilot? How you doing? Let me go pee. I'll be right back.
Okay, and I'm back.
Yeah, can I just say, like, man, thank you all for being here, right? 70 organic viewers on Twitch. Not gonna lie, when we were at, like, well, okay, so it went down a little bit, but still, like, when we were at the stage where it was, like, 30 to 40, because it was summer, did bum me out a little bit. So, yeah, I'm stoked we're back up to, like, a solid number. I appreciate it. Because I can get something like Ghosty. Look at that shader in the background. You're not getting that on Windows. Game, set, match. Points, Gryffindor. Gryffindor. Ghosty is coming to Windows soon? I'll believe it when I see it. So wait, what would a multiplexer do? Oh, so like multi-window support, right? Because you currently have to use Tmux, right? Mitchell Hashimoto said he'll do it properly. Interesting. Okay. Sure. Yeah, I don't know, man. Nothing functional? No, like, there's just... This was a good example. There's just so much software that I use day to day that just tends to work better on a Mac. Like, having to set this shit up on a Windows machine is just more effort than I care. Like, eh. Alt-tab is busted on Mac OS. Luckily, I got a magic trackpad here, man. I just swipe. Your problems are not my problems. Yeah, like, that's another major reason they're crispy, like the magic trackpad. Dude, have you used a trackpad that's even remotely as good on a Windows machine? I've found one Windows compatible, like, glass surface trackpad before. Yeah, exactly. Like, so here's the thing, Rugged Bear. The key is to mix it up. Using the same thing all day, every day is going to mess you up. I game with a mouse, so a trackpad while I'm doing dev is really nice because I'm changing up what I do day to day so I don't get the repetitive stress like problems. If I was using a Max every single moment, or sorry, not Mac, mouse, I don't know, brain fart. If I was using a mouse every single second of every day, dude, I would have some weird fucking wrist issues, wouldn't I? Yeah, Macs just have some really, really good hardware. They got some really good software. They got a lot of stuff, man. It's not about the war. Like, if, keep in mind, I used a Windows machine for ages. It's fine. You can make it work. Go for it. I definitely got sick of SSHing into a VM. Nowadays, WSL makes that a little better, but meh. If it's all you got, then use it. Go for it. So hold up. Let me just point this out. Right? Like, hold on. Who asked? Crispy and, anyone else involved. You might know that I have a certificate from University of Washington for iOS dev. I got that certificate on a Windows machine. Now, I was remoting into a Mac machine using virtual Mac OS X, but, dude, I got a full-on certificate from University of Washington, 3 semesters of iOS dev. I had a Mac for maybe a month before, the Mac crashed again in, the 3rd semester. And I completed that shit when other people didn't, right? It started out 90 plus people, standing room only at the end, if you got there late, right? 2 whole classrooms with just rows of seats, all taken. That was the 1st semester. Couple weeks later, you'd be able to find seats. 2nd semester, plenty of seats. 3rd semester, we were in 1 classroom, and the teacher had to ask us to move up because we weren't filling even 1 classroom. Because, yeah, this was during the height. This was maybe 2012, 2011-ish. This was the height of, the gold rush for iOS. A lot of people got into it thinking it was just easy money. We weren't allowed to use ARC, which is automatic reference counting, which meant we had to do the whole retain release cycle. So when I say, yeah, I'll just let clone do that shit for me and blah, 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 I'll just rely on the borrow checker, it's not that I've never done manual memory management. I'd just rather not do it. I have absolutely fixed memory leaks for retain release cycles, which is similar to malloc and free or whatever, right? I forget the C equivalent, but yeah, in Objective-C, it's retain release. I've done that before. I have actually had to fix memory leak bugs that I couldn't reproduce in the simulator, but would totally be reproduced inside of a connected iPhone, which is what they would test on, and they would give me a stack trace, and I'd have to figure out what the bug was. I got really good at setting good log statements to figure out where the memory leak happened and how and why and blah, blah, blah. That taught me the power of telemetry, of being able to remotely debug a thing, because I can't debug it real time because I'm VNCing into a remote Mac instance. I can't connect an iPhone to that from a Windows machine. No, that doesn't work. It didn't work then. I don't think it works now. But you know what? I passed that class. We were given 3 chances to pass each assignment. I passed every assignment. This is pre-Swift. This is Objective-C. Yeah, absolutely. So just keep in mind, Crispy, I'm not speaking from some fucking high horse like I've never done Windows dev. No, I've done Windows dev for Mac OS or iOS in the hardest possible way you could do it. And I still simply prefer just using a Mac. But I've got the experience to recognize that you can do it with a Windows machine. You can totally do this shit. You can't afford a Mac? Who cares, right? It'll make you a better programmer not using a Mac, actually. Because you got to do it on hard mode. Yeah, no matter what. If you want to be productive, you're going to set yourself up for success, and you'll do it however you need to do it. And if it's harder, you'll be better for doing it, but it's going to suck. That is actually a major use case. Yeah, the M2 Mac Mini is a really, really valuable tool. Oh my God, $600? That's so fucking cheap. Oh my God. Hold on. Yeah, let me send this to my mom. Because my mom kind of wants to like look into a Mac. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I just asked my mom. She's looking to upgrade. I told her I was trying to upgrade my like 2015 MacBook Pro. It has a GPU, but dude, no, it's so fucking slow. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. I wouldn't wish this on anyone. So I'd rather just get her a MacBook Air, but I'd rather wait for the MacBook Air to like have their update, right? To like the M4 or whatever. Or M5 if they're going to do that. Like, I don't know. I don't give a shit. Like, I'll wait for like the MacBook Air line to refresh. And I think my mom would be like really pumped on that. I get it, Pashley, like, or Pashley. It's Pashley. Yeah. Yeah. No, I have a 2015 MacBook Pro. I'm looking to upgrade. I'd rather gift my mom a newer machine than give her that and give myself one. Like, no, no. M1 Max is kind of slow. Interesting. Yeah, 2015 is ancient. Like, basically, I could keep using this 2015 and not be bummed at all. Like, I don't give a shit. I got the credit card points. I should use them. I'd rather use them for my mom. But I'd also want to like, wait until like the good new version comes. You're a cashback kind of person? Yeah, you're getting like 70 cents on the dollar for cashback though. Versus points, like if you're going to buy a MacBook anyway, you should use the points towards a MacBook. No, no, I understand that, Mr. Elfman. What I'm saying is I don't get 4% on all purchases. Damn, what's your credit like? Ooh, you got me jealous. So Crispy, newest MacBook Pro doesn't run the latest OS. Like it doesn't. Like, did you do some shit to like try and make it work? Because you shouldn't have done that. Yeah, my 2015 MacBook Pro is stuck at like some old fucking version. Oh, it's a shiny black card, not a matte black card. Ooh, okay. All right. All right. I get it. I think I might be on Big Sur, but I don't remember. It might be just Catalina. No, I get it, Mr. Elfman. I get 2% back, but that comes back as like points, and then you use the points for something, right? You can cash those points out and get the money, or you can use those points via like their platform for all sorts of shit. Now, granted, some of the stuff they overcharge you for. If I were to use my points to buy an airline, like a flight somewhere, I can get that flight like half as much by just using something like cheap flights or orbits or whatever bullshit, right? So yeah, like buying flights through credit card points is actually a bad idea. Buying a MacBook or like Apple stuff is actually pretty good. Like I have upgraded my iPhone, which I probably need to do here eventually. I've upgraded my iPhone through credit card points pretty consistently. And that's like the best value you can get. But if you want to like customize it to a way that you want to upgrade the storage in some way or whatever, yeah, no, you can't do that through my credit card points program. When you say straight to cash back, like, do you mean it's actually like a check they send you, or is it just points sitting in like a thing that you gotta like have them send to you? For me to cash out my points, nah, it's like 70%, right? It's like 70 cents on the dollar. Very similar if I were to use them on Amazon instead of like going through one of their resellers. Interesting. So yeah, I think y'all have a better thing. Damn, you get 10% cash back during Christmas? What? Holy shit, dude. I would have bought my Mac Mini during Christmas if I got something like that. Yeah, no, I just get points. Like, maybe I just don't have the credit for it. Shit. Yeah, I do have the chance to pay rent with a credit card. So that's basically a 1.5% discount on my rent. And that's huge. I just want to say I am really pumped on my CEO being stoked on the thing I proposed earlier. I'm sitting here delivering value. Because I wouldn't have known that if I wasn't streaming. I wouldn't have even seen the GitHub outage. Right? If I wasn't streaming right now, right, during like the time of the outage, I wouldn't have seen it. And I wouldn't have had this thing to like say to the company, like, hey, this should be a feature we should do. The proposal was basically like, hey, if GitHub sends us the webhook that they're down, can we report that within GitKraken Desktop or GitLens or whatever, right? Like, I don't care about the surface, but really, like, if you go to push or pull from GitHub and it fails, should we give you a generic error message or should we let you know that GitHub's down? Right? Like, we can let you know that GitHub's down because, number one, hey, like, you don't blame us for it. And number two, like, oh my God, like, dude, we can just simply surface that into the UI and it's another, like, thing you don't have to do to go out of our platform, right? If you're sitting there in VS Code and you're using GitLens and you go to push, when you go to push and it fails, but we know that GitHub's having an outage, we can surface that right there. Like, no, GitHub's down right now. Sorry. We will update the UI in some way. Maybe. I don't know what I don't know what the actual implementation looks like. But building those alerts into GitKraken would be amazing. Like, yes, I think there is major value to that. And how many people at our company have dealt with that exact problem and didn't even think about surfacing that? Server sent event? Like, no, it's a webhook. So GitHub, like, if we go to GitHub status, right? Right? You subscribe to updates. You can go code-wise, and then you can hook in, like, a webhook URL. Boom. Problem solved. Right? We can just set up that webhook URL, and we're done. Get whiskey. I'll hold off on the get whiskey proposal. I do know someone vaguely. We never chatted directly, so they don't know me. But I used to work at a company called Fairwinds, and Friday deploy. They do a gin. Do they do a bourbon? Friday deployment spirits. My spirit animal, right there. So yeah, I worked with the dude that owns this. He was like an investor / like he was on the board and also just, I don't know, he's like famous. I went to KubeCon and chatted with someone and I was like, yeah, I used to work for Fairwinds. They're like, wait a minute, I know someone from Fairwinds. They got the beard and blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, they're like super cool. And I started naming people with a beard that were super cool, but I was wrong until I finally landed on like, oh, wait, this dude. So yeah, beard super cool at Fairwinds is actually not a very descriptive way to like describe someone. What whiskey do I drink? Have I had Evan Williams bottled in bond? I've had Evan Williams. I typically equate Evan Williams with like low quality though. I'm currently sipping on Booker's. Or bakers. Damn it, I keep saying bookers. That's a different thing. Bakers. Bakers is not bad. If I'm out and about, I ask if they have Four Roses. Right? Four Roses Yellow Label is typically like the cheapest, best whiskey you can get. Right? Like per dollar value. Yeah, Four Roses Yellow Label is it. Now, if you're at a fancy bar, they're going to have like the single barrel select or small batch. And at that point, you got to ask them how much it costs because some of them ream you for it. Meanwhile, some others sell it really cheap. Hey, we're talking whiskeys. Yeah, Bullet. I don't want to be a jerk about it. Bullet's a last resort for me. Yeah, exactly. Right? Like, I'm not saying Bullet's bad, but there are so many others that I would want to drink. So I do the water, right? So I do like the Bakers. I mean, right now it's Bakers. Bakers is just like they had it at Costco and I decided to get it, right? So I do the Bakers, I do the water, and then I did Country Time Lemonade Mix. So some of y'all might know the name of this mix as, like, you know, the beverage itself as a Lynchburg lemonade. No, this is a CM Griffin lemonade. Because I don't like the name Lynchburg. All right? Nah, fuck that shit. There's just something gross about it. Nah, this is a CM Griffin lemonade. And technically, a Lynchburg lemonade requires, like, real lemons and shit. No. This is the lazy CM Griffin lemonade. The LCL. Oh, is that it? Oh, is that the actual, like, difference? I didn't know that crispy. I've had a Lynchburg lemonade before, and I assume it was probably actually Jack, but I can't drink Jack Daniels anymore. I just can't do it. Nah. No, that shit'll kill me. And I'm not saying, like, the whiskey will kill me. Like, I'll do some shit that will kill me. So basically, I used to ride for Rome Snowboards. Rome Snowboards is a kind of like Hesher, like just party time brand. They have maybe like rebranded a little bit away from that, but they're still basically like the party time brand. Like if you went to SIA when it was in Vegas, they had a full-on bar at their booth. Like a full-on bar. You can get Jack Daniels and whatever, right? Like, dude, it was gnarly. I have overdone Jack Daniels way too many times, and I'll never do it again. Never. Nope. No, thank you. But yes, the snowboard brand I used to ride for, part of their branding was Jack Daniels. Like, they were like the Hesher fucking, like, rocker brand. Yeah. Like, while I was still riding for them, there was at least like an event in Tahoe where it was like such a party that like people like took video of of like the aftermath of the party, and people were like passed out in the hot tub, like in full clothing. I believe there was like poop and vomit in the hot tub. It was really gross and gnarly, and I didn't make it to that. I actually would have, but I was kind of broke at the time. So I didn't make the trip from Washington down to Tahoe. I should have. Oh man, I should have. I could have gotten signed, man. I could have been a contender. Basically, one of the dudes that did the thing here in Washington for like an event, right? They had this like party bus thing going. I asked if I could get on the party bus. Didn't get a reply. Obviously, that's a no. I could have just driven my van and tagged along with the party bus. And it would have been way different, but I didn't. I was also coming off of like I don't know, like a kind of rough breakup. It would have been actually really good for me. I should have done it. I just didn't have the money to do so. And I would have been going into that coming summer really fucking broke rather than saving like the $1,000 I had to my name. I don't know if you know this. For a snowboard bum, $1,000 is easily like a couple months of living if you're living in a van. Snowboard on waves. You mean surfing? Like a thing that people with good shoulders can do? Yeah, I don't have a good shoulder. My shoulder dislocates putting on a hoodie wrong. There's no way in hell I'm snowboarding a wave. Not gonna happen. Nah, no way in hell. Sorry. Nope. Nope. Skimboarding? Hell no, dude. That sounds even worse. I've seen people skimboard. Fuck that shit. Hell no. Nah, man. Like, your arms are gonna flail even worse on a skimboard. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Like, yeah, that might be your thing, but nah. I like snow. Speaking of, hold on, I should look. If I wanted to go ride park, Wednesday would be the day to do it. Wednesday's the day to do it. That means I'd have to go like ride park though. Like first day of the year, go ride some park. Fuck. Right, so I might see y'all on Thursday morning with a broken collarbone. Keep in mind, I've broken my collarbone on both sides, so they're actually kind of bulletproof. So instead, I'd be here Thursday morning with an AC separation. Hold on, sorry. Mom responded. All right, so mom responded she'd be okay with the Mac Mini. Honestly, I'm happy to get my mom whatever, but I just want her to be like actually happy with what she gets. So I'm just double checking if she would prefer a MacBook Air. I could get her a MacBook Pro. Like I could get her basically any baseline model and she'd be stoked. Do I use Android for testing web apps at all or just emulation? I basically don't do any mobile testing for web apps other than just dragging my screen lower. I'm not making applications that need Android specific functionality. If it doesn't work in a browser size down, then I should fix it. But also, like, what am I building that wouldn't work with a size down browser? Like, that just sounds weird. That just sounds weird. I'm thinking about going snowboarding on Wednesday though. Fuck it, I'll go ride sunny day. I'll go shred the park and do some side hits or something. It'll be fun. Whatever. I should probably be doing some like leg exercises today, like squats and shit. They'll have some boxes and like small rails and stuff I can hit. It'll be fine. Again, crispy. Like, no, I've done a lot of mobile, but for a web app, I actually have a fleet of ancient Android devices behind me, and I would test on those if I was making a React Native app. I'm not making a React Native app. Yeah. Safari hates everyone. Duh. But yeah, anyway, hold on. I forgot. Hold on. Sorry. Again. How long do we think it will be before Apple releases like the next MacBook Air line? Upcoming WWDC, like, is that June? Wait, I thought WWDC was way sooner. Did they release a new MacBook Air that recently? Oh, hold on. Oh, there was a tab. You mean I had to like click things? How am I supposed to see while I'm also trying to read things? All right, so the 13-inch is mid-cycle. The 15 is, or sorry, 13 is end of cycle. Mid for the 15. Okay. And let me double check. Hey, what up, Cyber Exploit, Mr. Sir? How you doing? Cheers. We're looking at a MacBook Air that I think my mom might want, and we're looking at when I should actually like look at getting it for her. I find it strange that they're both 315 days, but they think the 13 would come before the 15. They're going to refresh the whole line, aren't they? Aren't they? Like, why does this website think that they're going to refresh the 13 without refreshing the 15? I'm applying common sense that doesn't make money. I mean, they refreshed both at the same fucking time. Like, was there ever a time where they released a 13 that they didn't release a 15? Like, look at that, Four Wheel. Like, really think about that. Was there ever a single time that they released a 15 and not a 13? Really? I mean, according to this website, it's the same 315 days. What am I missing here? It might be real new, but it's the same exact fucking, like, days since last release. Unless this website's fucking bullshit. Which is possible. This is Mac Rumors. Yes. Is Mac Rumors bullshit? Do they fuck this up? Did they fuck this up? Ah, okay. This song is just noise. We skip it. I just find it weird to renew like the 13 but not the 15. That just seems really fucking weird to me. So wait, did they make a 17? Because my mom would probably actually prefer a 17. $17 is just for the MacBook Pro, right? Wait, they don't do a 17 anymore? Dude, I have a 17. That's the 2015 MacBook Pro. All right, no, I get it. It's like too big to travel with. Oof. I have a 17 MacBook Pro. It's way too fucking big. All right, so I get that. I understand that. I get it. All right, makes sense. No, no. I appreciate all y'all. You are saving me a lot of like Google searching right now. I appreciate y'all. Ooh, yeah, the 2015 I got. Yeah, the 17 with a bezel is probably a 16 without a bezel. You're actually like really right about that. Good catch. Good call. Touche. Okay. All right. Now, this was absolutely worth it. Oh, I gotta do the text message thing for this. Come on, man. Come on, phone. Remember, I logged into this website earlier today. Why are you asking me for this bullshit? Fucking credit card point website. All right, let me look at this. Let me double check. All right, real quick. Let me just double check what I can possibly get through this bullshit website because, yeah, like the Apple authorized reseller website that I can get access to with my credit card points for a 1-to-1 is kind of bullshit. Okay, so currently it's a 13 or a 15 for the MacBook Air. She would prefer a 15. That means it gets the M3. Yeah, you're probably right. Fuck. I don't think she actually needs it, right? This is for a mom. I could just get her an external hard drive for less than the extra $200 it costs. Nah, my mom's fully retired. She's like, dude, she's easily 70. She's like unhireable at this point. Now, granted, with her expertise, nah, she's hireable still, but any company she would work for would provide a machine, you know? So that shit doesn't matter. And also, she's not looking. Yeah, my mom's just not looking. She lives in a home that her parents owned and she inherited with her brother, and they both like split the costs. They're fine. Like, honestly, she doesn't have to work again. If it came down to her working again, I would just kick her like money from my paycheck. Like, come on. No. No, no, no. She doesn't need to work again. No. I get that. That makes a lot of sense to me. That makes too much sense to me. For sure. I get that too. All right. So yeah, like my mom's not the case because she's still fucking brilliant. But yeah, yeah. All right. Just thinking out loud. No big deal. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's my dad's job. The wasting away part. Sucks to say it out loud, but reality. He's still dad. I can go back and chat with him, and he's still dad, you know? But yeah, okay. So, all right. I think we got there. We don't need to make this like a major part of the content. Nah, it's fine. I get it. I get it. No, I get it, Four Wheel. I totally get it. Um, my mom just can't pull that. Nah, she just can't. She has too much other stuff to do. My dad could do that, sure, and he kind of has, but yeah, like it's just I don't want to get too deep. I don't want to bum anybody out. My parents were fucking brilliant. My mom still is. But you know what? They're fucking old, man. Like, how much do you want people to like keep up being able to work when they totally shouldn't have to anymore? When you get to a certain age, you should be able to relax, okay? That's important. When you get to a certain age, you should be able to relax. You should have saved up money, like done whatever, right? And I believe my mom and her brother sharing the home they live in, that was their parents' home, that they grew up in, all that, they're good to go. They're fine. Like, they're so set. I don't need to worry about them, but I do want to treat my mom to a nice brand new laptop. Fuck me, right? You know? Like, I'm just saying. I'm okay with it. Open heart surgery? Yeah, let me be conscious so I can keep working. They only do that for brain surgery, and they still wouldn't let you have a laptop. Butoshi Codes. Man, you caught me mid-rant. Sorry for that. What you up to? What were you doing? I'm looking at buying my mom a MacBook Air. We're trying to decide if she needs like the latest version or if she'd be fine with an M2. Keep in mind, she's a dev. No. Keep in mind, she's actually a software dev. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like, she's actually a software dev. She taught me everything I know about database normalization. I'm not even kidding. Like, she taught me everything I know about, like, database design in general. I'm not even kidding. Like, yes, probably, yes. Yeah, I'm waiting for, like, the newest one to release so I can give her that one, right? She deserves an M4, not some M2 bullshit, right? Come on. Yeah, so we'll wait for like the M4 to release or the M5 if they got it. Like, I don't give a shit. Something better than a couple-year-old bullshit MacBook Air, right? I'd buy myself a MacBook Air like M2 because I don't give a shit, right? Like, fuck it. I just need something to like do my own personal bullshit with. And then if we want to get lewd, you know what I mean? Nah, she doesn't have one. I don't have one. Like, come on. Yeah, nah. My mom is legendary. Yeah, no worries. Butoshi, like, seriously, what were you doing? Hold on, let me do the proper shout out. Yeah, my MacBook. I still have a 2015 MacBook that solves, like, the lewd use case that I have for it. So here's the thing, Naranek. I gave her the option. She said she's not in a rush, so I could wait for the M4 or M5 or whatever, and she'd be okay with it. She'd be totally fine. Definitely not Sergeant Pepper, but you know what? You sweet summer child, let's say we do. Let's say that's the use case. Why not? No big deal. You sweet summer child. Ah, look at you. You're fucking adorable. Sorry. But yeah, Butoshi. Yeah, what were you up to on your stream? Hold on. Let me go look at the history here. You were building AI Wikipedia. Ooh. No, so you're wrong, Naranek. The MacBook Air is only an M2, as far as I know. And we're waiting on the M4. Like, I'm looking at what I can get with credit card points, because that's how I do it. Like, come on. Like, I'm only human. When I look at the MacBook Air, from the credit card points I can get, the 15-inch, which she said she prefers, it is an M3. Oh, no, you're right. You're right. It's an M3. M3 is actually fine. Like, no, she'd be okay with it. It'd be okay. Where's the coding? The coding I'm doing is related to the view that you might see here, but like, dude, we take our sweet time and don't be a dick about it. But we're trying to build out this exact component. The goal is to not have it be a number component, and we have to actually have like a select drop down, and we need to like translate some values. No, I get it. Bravo out. I was just, sorry. I was being harsher than I should be. You're not actually being a dick about it. That statement with no context, just joining a stream, I get it. Like, no, you're wondering where the coding is. But also, like, come on. We can all be better. And yes, I can be better about making the code happen. You could be better about your phrasing. If we can meet halfway, that's a win, right? For sure. Hell yeah. But that's the main goal. I need to make this component where instead of like this arrow drop down, I need to have a proper drop down, because we're talking about like a quota system for users within an app that my app is serving, right? And it gets like really muddy and gross when I try and like explain that further. But really, like, someone should be able to query by how many megabytes versus gigabytes someone has used, and how do we like break down that scaling. I have not really focused on building that endpoint. We've been ranting and chatting and chilling for a little while. But you know what? I can get some shit done just for you. So let's figure out how we actually want to build out the component rather than just a number component with up and down. But let me get more music going while we do so. And I'm saying it's just for you. No, it's actually for me. I want to get something done. I'm using you as an excuse. It's fine. It's totally okay. But yeah, everyone from the raid. Hold on, real quick. Before we get too deep into like hacking out some bullshit. And yeah, Four Wheel, you thought you were on Gaming Stream. Yeah, you're not far off. I get it. Naranek and yeah, bravo. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming in from the raid. So Butoshi Codes, you had to go, but you enjoyed the stream. You followed. I appreciate that. Hold on. Let me double check. Did I follow you? I didn't yet. Shit. What a jerk. Look at this asshole. I'm pointing at me, by the way, if you can't see it from the camera. Look at this asshole. So yeah, there we go. There's the follow. Butoshi, appreciate it. And then, yeah, what was Butoshi doing? I at least want to acknowledge that before I move on. Damn it! I clicked the wrong button. I think we're good. But, hold on. Where do I see where Butoshi rated? Building AI Wikipedia. So, hold on. Raiders, what the hell does that title mean? I'll sip the whiskey while anyone from the raid explains what the hell building AI Wikipedia actually means. Because I get it. Butoshi raided because they're fucking hungry or something. Like they gotta sleep or something. Like that's how raids work. You raid when you're not capable of streaming anymore. I get it. Yeah. I do the same thing. So everyone from the raid, what was Butoshi actually doing when they raided? Anyone? Bueller? All right, there we go. Coding an open wiki for Bitcoin things. Hold on, let me scroll that up. But using AI and demonstrating how to integrate AI into the coding process. Wait, why do you think I don't like BTC? Wait, what did I say that made you think I don't like BTC? Is that like a copy-pasted response? Because you just assume every streamer doesn't like BTC? Yeah, like, what did I say? Like, I'm so confused by that. Like, what did I even do? Like, don't judge me before you can judge me. when did I say I don't have BTC? Like, I definitely have BTC in my Coinbase wallet. Now, granted, some of y'all that might be like really crypto enthusiasts will judge me by the fact that I have my shit in Coinbase. Well, yeah, I'm a casual. I get it. I'm okay with that. Oh, when you say I skipped the BTC donation thing, no, I just missed it. That's a very big difference. I'm only human. Like, come on, I'm going to miss a message or two. Unless I actively say something against it, don't judge me. Come on, man. Would you want to be judged by the omission? You wouldn't. Right? Have a little empathy, as I should have some empathy towards you, right? Empathy goes both ways. Empathy goes both ways. That's the only thing I'm lecturing you on. Empathy goes both ways. All right? No, I don't avoid crypto. I will say, I don't necessarily want people to shill some crypto. There's a very big difference. But let me just put it this way. I consider myself a friend of BeginBot. I consider BeginBot a friend. We have chatted enough over drunkenness that BeginBot is totally a friend. If you don't know BeginBot, well, shit, you sweet summer child. He's been the crypto dude here on Twitch since before a lot of other crypto dudes even started streaming. And I consider BeginBot a friend. I have no idea how he considers me, but you know what? We don't have to debate that. We don't have to consider it. We can be okay with it. So hold up. Who here, even rating from a crypto-friendly stream, knows or doesn't know BeginBot? I think it's like David Begin. Like, I don't know what his actual real name is, but I swear that's what he goes by. I don't remember his first name, so I could be fucking that one up. You gotta know BeginBot. Like, come on. Never heard? Dude. Okay. So just saying, like, he used to host, like, LA-focused, like, crypto meetups, you know? No, it's fine. I can just type in BeginBot. There we go. Videos. All right, so none of his videos actually portray how, like, into the community he is. Hold on. BeginBot crypto? I don't know how to find this. I've never searched for it in my life. There you go. Dude, he hosted full-on fucking meetups live in Venice. Like, that kind of bullshit. All right? Yeah, exactly, Cabre. Right? The fact that you don't know BeginBot actually makes me question your, like, loyalty to all of this shit. Like, BeginBot is the number one person I think of when I think of crypto. And he would glaze me for that statement, for sure, man. Right? You recognize this. You know. Now you get it. Okay? Maybe you've never seen it, but you should. I'm just saying. BeginBot's the man. He is the number one person I think of when I think of crypto. Yeah, Butoshi probably follows BeginBot. Like, obviously, duh. Like, BeginBot is the crypto guy here on Twitch, in my opinion. I don't know for sure. He would thank me for saying so. I know that for sure. He's really fun to, like, have a drink with, you know? He's just such a dude. I don't give a fuck about his crypto opinions, actually. I have no idea. Like, he might be right, he might be wrong. I do trust him in a way that I don't trust any other crypto person. I'm not even kidding. I don't trust many crypto people. I trust BeginBot and his opinion about crypto more than I trust any single other person in crypto. Yeah. Like, no, I hold some shit in Coinbase. I'm regretting diamond handsing some shit right now because the entire market is down, right? I should have sold a couple weeks ago. Obviously, right? I mean, you can name people, but I don't trust any of them as much as I trust BeginBot. I don't know those fucking people. Those sound made up. They sound totally made up. I'm sorry, like, come on, man. All those people you made up sound totally made up. I'm not that far in crypto. I was just saying I'm not a crypto person. Are you not listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth? Are you not listening to the words that I'm actually saying right now? Like, come on, man. Be a human being about it. Don't seem like a bot. Well, there you go. Yeah, you seem like a bot because you just came in. Could you be less of a bot by getting the context, maybe? Nah, I don't know. No, thank you. My capacity to listen to shit about crypto is very low. It's super fucking easy to make a chatbot on Twitch. It is so fucking easy to make a chatbot on Twitch. Which is why I am really questioning any fucking person shilling some coin. I don't fucking care, dude. Maybe, but dude, you just came in here and you're shilling some shit. Like, I don't know, man. Come on, man. I get it, but you just came in here and you're shilling something. It is shit without context. Without context, everything is shit. Dude could have chilled for just a little bit before shilling something. Like, I get it. I understand, but come on, be a human being about it. I don't know, man. A person that would shill a thing or shill a person without even understanding the context of the conversation is really suspect. And you gotta understand that, man. Like, you gotta get that. If you're not aware of why someone would be skeptical, like, come on, man. Be a human being about it. Yeah, obviously AI won't get why I'm skeptical. Don't shill a thing without the context. Yes, I know people do what they want to do. Yeah, bots do the same shit. I don't know. Moab, like, dude, bots do the same fucking thing. Separate yourself from the fucking bots. Like, that's all there is to it. Be a human being about it. That's on you. Okay? Let me go pee real. All right, I'm back. So let me just point out, I really do appreciate the fact that you did not use the time I was away to shill. And I'm not saying everything you've done is shilling, right? But you didn't use that time to shill, and that's really cool. I appreciate that. It's just so hard to take a lot of this stuff verbatim, right? Am I wrong for being skeptical? I don't think so. That's fine. I get it. But I just have to point out, I have to be a skeptic. Exactly. All right. So there we go. I'm glad we see eye to eye. At least a little bit. I don't know where my eyes are going because, yeah, they got the whiskey in them. But there is so much bullshit in the crypto space. I only know a couple people I trust. And the one that I was pointing out was BeginBot. That dude has never steered me wrong because I have never actually asked him for, like, no, his name just has bot in the name. He's not an actual bot. Come on, man. In my opinion, he is, like, independently wealthy. I don't know for sure. I never asked him, and that's gauche to do so. But he is independently wealthy from crypto in a way that he doesn't need to shill it anymore. I can ask him a question about crypto, and I'll get his absolute opinion, not something he's trying to make money off of. And I really appreciate that. He's a fantastic dude. He's just a solid dude. Yeah, man. Right? Like, seriously, BeginBot. He is the only person I actually trust about crypto at this point. I know. I just met you guys. Like, don't think I'm going to trust you immediately. I'm sorry. Like, no, that's not how trust works. BeginBot's the only person I actually trust to ask their opinion about a specific coin or whatever. And not only because he's a fellow streamer, but also like everything he said 2 years ago, dead on balls accurate. And that's an industry term. Who here knows the movie I'm quoting when I say dead on balls accurate is an industry term? You'll only get me as a fan if you know that actual quote without having to Google it. Come on, don't be a dick. For anyone wondering and guessing, it's a My Cousin Vinny reference. That's fine. I get it. I'm just pointing out the movie My Cousin Vinny. Y'all should go watch it whenever you have time. It's totally okay. But dead on balls accurate. It's an industry term. Right? There is something to the authenticity of someone who's actually seen the film. That kind of authenticity is hard to fake without making it obvious that you had to Google it or type it into some fucking LLM. It's a fantastic film. You should absolutely watch it. I'm not even kidding. Like, it is probably the best Joe Pesci film. I'm not exaggerating when I say that. I'm not even kidding. Like, dude, if you haven't seen it, you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna enjoy it. Please go watch it. If that's the only thing you take away from this stream, that you need to go watch My Cousin Vinny, I did my job. As an aggregator of other people's media, as a streamer, I did my job. All right, so the thing that we're actually like building out and doing right now for the people joining, yes, I got the whiskey in me. I'm gonna put a little bit more too. Shit, yeah, I overdid it. My first meeting of the morrow, or tomorrow, is at 10 a.m. So we got time. We're good. We're set. No big deal. I'll do some like dumplings tonight, like steamed, because I got a steamer. It'll be a fantastic meal. Baker's bourbon. So blame the whiskey for me being a jerk. No, I'm just a jerk anyway. Don't blame the whiskey. That's just me. But can I pour this beverage? You like that look away while I was pouring, like knowing that it wasn't going to overflow? Because I know that flow. Damn right, that's science. But yeah, so the thing we're actually doing is building out this like component to like sort and filter by this measurement value of like megabytes. And yeah, I didn't get nearly enough done as I wanted today, but we can do more. And then tomorrow we got more shit to do. No big deal. It's science. Yeah, not gonna lie. When I take an entire day off of streaming, I still need to get back to the streaming. It would be super easy with Tan Stack Table. I think you're just totally fucking wrong. And I apologize, Moby Abdial, but Moby Abdal? Phrasing. What we actually need to do is establish a translation layer between the quota that we have and the Mo Abdal. Mo Abdal. Is that right? We good? Like, did I nail it? Okay, Mo Abdal. All right, so Mo, I'm going to say just Mo at this point. Like, I hope you're okay with that. So Mo, this quota value that you're seeing is actually not accurate. This quota value is actually a representation of an underlying value. So the problem is that you might want a quota like search by someone having 10 megabytes and then maybe like 3 gigabytes. And we need to record like that scale so you can actually like query by that without having to type out like 3,000,000,000,000 bytes, right? So it's not as simple as some bullshit Tan Stack Table query. We actually have to do like the translation for it. And that's actually the part we're working on. Like, how do we translate the scale that the user wants to search by to the value that we pass to the back end? And we're currently working on the front end scale by which they query. So yeah, those like up and down arrows, those are going to go really fucking away. And we need to actually make those values be a drop down of like the scale they want to search by. So if they want to search by 1 megabyte to 1 gigabyte, they should be able to do that without having to care about typing out all the fucking zeros to make it work, right? Because this is a user experience problem. It's not a fucking data querying problem. Data querying is fucking easy. User experience, a little bit harder. So yeah, no worries there, Mo. I get it. I totally understand where you're coming from with React Query and all that stuff. But it's a separate problem. And we actually need to solve the user experience problem before we even solve the backend problem of like fetching that data. So right now we need to solve like how do they select the scale of that stuff. So yeah, no worries, Mo. I totally get it, right? Like, building applications seems easy until you understand that you actually have to solve the problems of the user And user problems are way more complex than just bullshit create, read, update, delete, right? And that's where we come in, right? Building out an actual application versus just plugging some bullshit into fucking ChatGPT or V0 or whatever you want to like have build some bullshit UI for you. Yes, UX is actually the most important part. They do take good experience for granted, but they do pick tools that make their experience better. So yes, having a good experience puts us above pretty much any other tool that would try to solve this problem, as long as we are aware of the problems they have. So yes, again, that is what we actually deal with and talk about and slowly work our way towards here on this stream. I know it's different from your like normal content. I don't know for sure because your title didn't actually explain all of that to me. And technically that was someone else that rated, right? Hold on. Who actually rated us? Yeah, I'm missing that context right now. Shit, who actually rated me? Fuck. Was that you? No, it wasn't you that rated, but you came. Oh, it was Butoshi. It was Butoshi. However, no, I knew you were not meaning harm. Dude, you wouldn't be here if you meant harm. I am directly antagonistic towards the people that I assume mean harm. The fact that you're still here. You're okay in my book. I am really directly antagonistic towards the people I perceive as trolls. So, dude, like Mo, you're good, man. Like, you're totally good. Butoshi was the person that rated. And they also were super fucking peaceful. Like, they're great. Yeah, they're fucking awesome, man. But I do think that what I'm doing is not necessarily directly in line with the content they were making. And again, I can't find that exact context, so I assume things about their content. But yeah, you can fill in the blanks, like you came in from it. I just want to make shit. That's my goal. I'm basically an indie hacker that makes projects last way longer than any indie hacker would truly support. I'm like a mid-D hacker. In every sense of the term. I'm a bit mid as far as indie hackers would consider me. I'm a bit mid as far as like crypto goes. I'm mid in basically every aspect. Even as a snowboarder, I'm a bit mid. I'm pretty damn good at jibbing. I'm really mid at jumping. I'm definitely mid at powder riding. At one point, there was a company that saw fit to give me free gear. But again, I was mid at pretty much everything other than jibbing. Right? So, yeah. You came into a midstream that's justifying their midness, while also trying to justify a business. All right, that's a little rougher, but I get it. I get it. I get it. Still pretty damn mid though. Yeah, yeah. I think I actually lead as far as entrepreneurship goes. All right, like startup focus goes. There's a couple other streams that you might not be aware of that are in contention. Let me shout them out. Like I just shouted out the Coppinger, but you know what? The only person I can think of that is really like focusing at the same way I am, but like they're actually more focused than me, is the Coppinger. I care a lot about entrepreneurship. I think the Coppinger cares even more than I do. So just saying, if he decides to stream at any point in the next month or two, you should definitely watch his stream. Meanwhile, I'll be here tomorrow. I'm here 5 days a week. Is every day productive? No. Come on, man. We bullshit as much as we can because I find value in the bullshitting. I really do. Arguing with people that know better makes me better at what I do. Anyway, let's do a thing. So what we actually need to do, and we'll hack it out here in this file. Oh my god, dude, I'm just like hitting tab complete, but this LLM is fucking up. Like, dude, no, none of this is actually good. Ugh. Fucking LLMs, man. Yeah, I got the burp, but dude. All right, so hold on. Let's see how bad AI auto completed this. Like, dude, it's actually really fucking bad. But Keegan, I'm actually like questioning, like, are you even a fan? Like, oh my god, man, are you actually doubting this after watching my stream that much? I can't sigh loud enough. I mean, you're not going to see coding on my main stream. Like, obviously, I get that. Yeah, so you see the peppers. Yeah, it's not ideal. All right, so here you go. Right? Variable or const date, like new date range is equal to a thing, and we see new date range and then variable like new date range. I agree. I fucking totally agree that JSTS biscuits fucking sucks. Oh, Alan, you sweet summer child. Can I at least like show how I can show how the biscuits should work? But you're right that sometimes they are really fucking wrong. JSTS biscuits break on actual JSX in a lot of ways. But look at how we do HTML. Ooh, it's so good. Look at the way we're documenting that like ending bracket. No big deal. That's just fucking science, man. Outer page wrapper. Oh, yeah, foo. Yeah, no big deal. So you don't have to like it. You don't have to be a fan, but we're close to like 12,000 downloads, and I'm really pumped on that. The JSTS biscuits kind of garbage. If you do any other language, well, yeah. Do you do Rust? So yeah, that bracket right there, auto completing to like the biscuit for it. Ooh, look at it. It's fucking beautiful, isn't it? It is absolutely an ending tag annotation library, right? Inside of VS Code. You can figure out what the fuck that bracket is actually referencing without having to scroll up to it. In Rust, in Go, in a bunch of languages, that is really valuable. In JSTS, yeah, you're not going to use assorted biscuits. Hold on. Let me go back. No, hold on. Code biscuits. So yeah, I want to say like HTML biscuits actually so fucking valuable. Like, do you not find a value in HTML biscuits? Like, come on, man. JSTS, less so. I get it. Yeah, that's the point there, Keegan. Like, you get it, even just a little bit. Are you also a NeoVim user? Like, do you use NeoVim? You might. If you do, if you're a NeoVim user, I made a thing for you too. You're welcome. You're welcome. Same, right? Like getting shit done is more important than the bullshit. Never thought of eating your HTML code. Four wheel, you have absolutely eaten your HTML code. You either didn't like it or you ignored it. I get it. That's fine. No big deal. I just said the word biscuits, and yeah, you got hungry. That's science. Damn right. Anyway. Yeah, Pavlov's HTML. For sure. So Keegan, here's the simple thing. Like, have you ever been like have you never been in a code base where you're like, wait, what does this div tie to? Have you never thought that? Yeah, I see this closing div. Which closing div do I need to like put this fucking other statement between? Yeah, like, all right, so there you go, Keegan. Like, problem solved? What up, Damon? Yeah, I don't know, man. We're at a point where, yeah, it's 7:30 p.m. I got dumplings to eat. I got some games to play. I got some bullshit video to make tomorrow morning because I'm not doing it tonight. Nah, we're not going to do it. I'm good. You're talking about Neovim. I mean, yes, we can solve Neovim problems too because I have a Neovim plugin. Like, duh. Oh, Alan, like, dude, that's like a Friday or a Saturday night stream. Like, don't you put that evil on me on a Wednesday or a Thursday or a Tuesday or whatever. Like, come on, man. That's a Friday or a Saturday night stream. Like, we can do that. Today's a Monday. Today is just a Monday. Like, today is not the day for that. Oh, Keegan, you sweet summer child. Yeah, just keep your code on one line. I'm about to throw up in my mouth a little bit. Ugh. Ugh. I'm sorry, Keegan. That tastes terrible. Oh, that sounds so bad. Just keep all your code on one line. Ugh. Ugh. No, thank you. I'm good. I'll pass. Dude, like, no, thank you. Come on, man. Just keep all your code on one line. What's the problem? Like, dude. Yeah, sorry there, Inavalid. People who are like really like listening to me as if I was doing some fucking. Oh, dude, it's really bad. Dude. I'm sorry, Alan. I didn't mean to make you puke from me making the puke sound. Yes, I am causing sympathy issues right now. Like, yeah. We can all only puke up in our mouth so much before it fills up with the bullshit. All right? So yeah, Keegan, how dare you? Ugh. Oh, oh, oh. Like, dude, I make the sound effect that is way too accurate. Voice actor in training. It's science. No big deal. Hold on. Ooh. That was the... Yeah, that was the... God, I don't want to say it because I don't want to, like, actually roast myself. That was the pirate software version. Right? So, yeah, here's the CM Griffin version. Ugh. Here's the pirate software version. Ugh. You're welcome. Boom. I just pitch shifted it for you. No problem. Right? You just heard me vomiting. Now you can hear pirate software vomiting. Ugh. 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 Right? I just had to like pitch shift it down like a decibel. No big deal. Magic. Damn it, did I just get banned from like Pirate Software's chat for saying the word like mod? I think I did. I think I just got banned from Pirate Software's chat for talking about his voice mod. Fuck. I'm so sorry, not a knitter. Just plug the ears real quick. Like, come on. It can't be any worse than listening to, like, you know, Pirate Software talk in general anyway. Like, come on, no big deal. Nah. There we go. I pitch shifted it down. I think we're good. I think it's fine. She is Pukeson Pollock. Come on, that's a really good fucking just like play on words name right there. Like Pukeson Pollock. Come on, I deserve an award. All right, I'll take it. I'll take that award. But come on, that's a good name. Damn, Vibrant, you had to build Ghosty from source? What OS are you running on? Pop OS. Okay. All right. Yeah, none of the actual like deb compiles actually worked. Are you able to use shaders? Dude, check out the shaders. That'd be better than not shaders. Like, come on. Look at this fucking shader. Are you not able to do this shader? Because what's the point of Ghosty if you can't do this shader? I'm just saying. Like, come on, man. All right. I get it. I get it. We're also at 7:36 p.m. Like, come on, man. I gotta go cook some fucking dumplings and eat some food. Yeah. No, we gotta go raid someone. Like, who is streaming right now that we should go raid? Come on. Like, yeah, there's definitely someone. I see Evils Presley. I see Earend. I see Nikwan Datasai. Coding with Strangers. Frying Pan. Seek a Player. This one is... Oh, shit. Hold on. Let me look. No, it's not Night Drive. Space Lines. Space dash lines. So if you're not aware about like the library I have for shaders. All right, okay, you see it? Yeah, you're good. You got it. No big deal. All right, so you know what? I'm gonna raid Evils Presley. Nah, they're fucking good. Like they kill it. Right? A Crush Be Damned, they fucking kill it. They're like actually like such a good legitimate artist. And yeah, Crushes, like, come on, they're garbage. Who gives a shit? I'm really curious about how they do, like, yeah, the artwork. Like, nah, this is awesome. Now we see them doing some shit. Like, nah, this is cool. Into it. Into it. So, yeah, we go raid Evils Presley. It's like Elvis Presley, but way better. Like, way better. And yes, they do amazing artwork, but they also, like, they're so much better at games like Elden Ring. They're so much better than I'll ever be. Like, so, yeah, no, it's actually, like, a really great gaming stream. I'll be over on my gaming stream after I eat some dumplings. I'll definitely be playing some PoE 2. I don't know what class. Like, it'll be fine. Like, come on. Let's go hang out. Let's go chill. We ranted about crypto. Like, you might as well go raid in with the awesome, like, gaming art streamer that we're going to go see. But, yeah. So, people over on YouTube, thank you so much for hanging out. See you guys again soon. Y'all are the best, actually. And I don't know a good way to actually, like, close it. Oh, here we go. But YouTube, later. See you again soon. And, yeah, see you tomorrow. And then here on stream, yeah, let's go say hi to Evils. Later. See you on gaming.